Hello guys, this is Deathdealer and welcome back to another episode of our Minecraft survival series. I know I said last time that we'd be making a slime farm today. That's not happening. No, we're not quite ready for that yet. We will be making another farm though, which will be quite useful. That farm is a gunpowder farm. Now my reasoning for this is we have all these Elytras here and I would like to actually, use them. So we need, obviously, fireworks, so we need a source of gunpowder and a source of paper. We have the paper in the form, what time is it? It's almost night time. In the form of sugarcane out here. Oh damn, I love this door. But yeah, we've got a sugarcane plantation down there, which is going to, sustain us for a little while, but we will eventually automate this thing. And yeah, obviously we need to get mending books and stuff for the, Elytra. But I would like the ability to fly about, So we're going to be working on that today. So my plan is we're going to go out into the deep ocean. We're going to, drain a part of it, dig down to bedrock, and then build, a creeper farm, utilising Minecraft's faster spawning at lower levels. Now you may be wondering what design are we going to be using. We're going to be using an old design by Nembon MC. I'm going to leave a link in the description to the video where he talks about this farm and goes into detail, so if you want to know exactly how this thing works, go and watch that. Anyways, I think, you know what? We'll go into a redstone testing world and I'll show you what we're going to do. But before we continue with the video, I need you guys to do something for me. Over 90%, that's right, 90% of you who watch these videos aren't subscribed. That's a massive number. So why don't you do me a favour by going to the channel, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell to be notified of all future videos. Alright, so this is a farm in all of its glory. It's currently turned off, but as you can see, it uses all different spawning pads and things. And if we press F3 and G, you can see the chunk borders. And we're in the lower levels of the world. We're currently, let's just say this falls at Y1. So the idea is that these spawning pads will be within the first two sub-chunks to maximise the amount of spawns we get. As you can see, this one is just within the limits. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 platforms, 8 spawning pads. Now the idea is that the creepers will spawn on here. There's lots of things to, stop other mobs from spawning. So these trapdoors will only allow creepers and spiders to spawn. And these pieces of glass will stop spiders from spawning altogether. And basically the idea is that we're flushed every so often. We have a redstone clock up here, it's 24 repeaters on full delay, along with a, comparator on subtraction mode. And that basically does the job, because we have an observer there, and then that, trickles down the whole system. And the way this power system works is this observer, if I can actually get in, that observer right there, oh no, I broke a block, updates, and then kind of imagine it powering that where that water is, and then that, triggers the dispenser. Fairly simple, really. Then all the mobs fall down here, they're funneled into this kill area. That sounded really weird. And they die. Now these marble blocks have, hopper minecarts inside them. So I would recommend putting these things in first. Which also, below those, there is a hopper chain. I'm going to turn off those boundaries. And this is all the drops I got from this farm in only about 14 minutes. Now I wasn't in the optimal AFK spot or anything, I was just standing beside it, 20 blocks to the left or right or whatever. And this is the drop. So this should be more than sufficient for our needs. Plus what I'll probably do is the AFK spot we do use, I'll send all the items up there and I'll probably put in an AFK fish farm. So that I can, I'm still productive while we're AFK. And later on down the line we'll have the sugarcane farm integrated so that this, produces the, gunpowder, and we can set up a, firework crafting station. So yeah, it's fairly simple. Now obviously, you need to look for a location to build this. Personally, building it in the ocean would be best, because you have less work then, you don't need to dig out as much. Although you do have to deal with, the drowned mobs, because they're still hostile. But if you AFK 128 blocks, or 126 blocks actually, from this location up, you should be fine. Or, you could make a perimeter as well, but, that's not really necessary here. I'm not going to bother doing that. The fact that we have a beacon and we have mending tools means I should be able to do this fairly quickly. Also, I've been saving up sand for quite a while. I was going to use it for the slime farm project. But, since we're going to be doing this first, we'll use that here. Now, I do think I need to repair my armour before we do anything, because it's really, really low durability. And repair my shovel, because we'll probably need it. And yeah, I think we should be good to go. So I think what I'll do is I'll go and make preparations. I'll go and measure out. I'll set up like, what do you call it? Like a basic grid to, build things off of, so I don't get confused. I'll find an optimal location in the ocean with, the least amount of stuff to dig out. Draining it will be fun, but I think we shouldn't really have much problems. So, I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, well just offshore from the base you can see the beacon and all of the sugarcane. And this is the area we're going to be using for this creeper farm. So I've just laid out the boundary, so basically where the wall is, to hold back the water. I'm not going to bother laying out the platform right now, because we're going to be draining this and it will just get in the way. But let's just double check. Yeah, it is all deep ocean. Now there was a ravine back that way that I could have used. And I was thinking about it to save a little bit of work, but yeah, I'd like to avoid that because I might do something with that later on. Now, where is it? I can't see it now. There was magma blocks visible. But yeah, you get the idea. So my next plan of action is we've got to start bringing in the sand, and we're going to lay out the the initial wall around the area. And then what we'll do is we'll start breaking it up into smaller sections inside this place, and then we can start draining. Now, since the camera mod isn't available for 1.15 yet, we'll just have to do this in the form of progress updates. Yeah, we all love those. This would be a fantastic time lapse. Oh well. Alright, so it only took us about 20 minutes, but we have the sand in place to hold back the rest of the ocean. Now, we need to drain this bad boy. There's a drowned thing. Let's kill you. Die. Die. There we go. In terms of resources, we still have, I've emptied this shulker box. We should have enough sand, I think. In theory, we should have enough sand to do what we're going to do. But what we will do is, I'm going to take the sand and I'm going to, partition all this stuff off. So I'll cut it into little halves, and then I'll cut it again, and then it'll make it a lot easier to drain this thing. It will take quite some time for me to drain this, I think. But yeah, I'll give you updates as I go. The next time you see this, it will probably be mostly drained. Alright guys, so as you can see we have emptied out half of this area already. So far it's taken about 40 minutes to do so. So it's, it's not, all that long. So we should be able to get this one done fairly quickly, and then we can start digging this thing out. Alright guys, so we finally have all of the water out of here. That took a little bit longer than I thought it did. Well, I thought it would, but yeah, we're down to this at this point. Now, as you can see, we're on about Y35, which is what most of this is on. And that means we need to excavate quite a bit of rock until we get down to bedrock. So we need to get down to Y5. If we had the ability to remove bedrock at this stage, we could make the farm even more efficient than what it is. But, we can't do that right now. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get the beacon from over at the base. And then I'm going to need to get a lot more ladders crafted up. So what I'll do is I'll just set up the beacon in this hole. I'll excavate this thing out, and then we can, start building this farm. Also, I need to get a lot more storage because these shulker boxes are nowhere near enough. Alright guys, so we have reached the bottom. We're now at Y5. It took us a little while, but not as long as I expected. There wasn't any lava or anything. If we go into game mode spectator, let's see. Oh yeah, we were quite fortunate. There's no lava in this area whatsoever. Perfect. This is sweet. Also, any caves and stuff are fairly limited, but we should be able to go and light them up. But most of them are full of water, so that's quite good. But since we've done this now, what I think we're going to do first is we're probably going to deal with the, the water system at the bottom. But before we even get to that, I'd need to get the, the hopper minecarts along with the magma blocks in place. So I need to go and collect, I think it's like 9 magma blocks. We could probably just like dive into one of these ravines, like over that way, and collect some. So we need 9 magma blocks, we also need 9 hopper minecarts, plus the 9 hoppers that go below. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of hoppers. I'm going to need to go and count actually how much we need, and then I'll get all the stuff together. Alright guys, so I've been doing a little bit of work. We have the actual area where the water system is going to be. We have the kill area, which has the hoppers, as you can see, the hopper line running there. That is heading northwards towards the base. We're not going to send it all the way though, because that's just mad. But yeah, the hopper minecarts are inside these magma blocks. I had to push them in and then push some pistons into place to, get angles correct. You know how it is. Anyways, my next point is I'm going to put in the water and then start the platforms. Alright guys, so we have all of the platforms in place. I think I've spent that long recording this at 1.15.2's came out. So that just kind of shows you how long I've been working on this, but it's also because I've been distracted by the other content we've been making. Which reminds me, if you aren't watching the Timecraft series, make sure you go and watch that. But yeah, this is what we have so far. So what we'll do is if we just pop on down here, there we go. You can see all the platforms. So all I did was I pillared up in the middle and then started putting everything in. And yeah, it's taken up a little bit of time to do this. But the next part of the project will take even longer, because now we need to go in and put in all of the little blocks that will stop spiders from spawning, along with all of the trapdoors. Which is let's just say it's going to be fun, and I probably will need to farm up a lot more wood for this project, because the trapdoors will take up quite a bit. We also need to think about what we're doing with the materials. The drops, because we just press F3, and I think it's north, which is that way. That's where the hopper line goes. So I think what I'll set up as well is I'll set up like a dropper system. So I'll have a comparator that will check to see if anything's in it. If anything is in it, it'll send a pulse and it will spit the things out, and we'll send that out into a water column, and that will shoot items all the way up to the AFK spot, which is where we're going to the collection area, in which we'll also have the AFK fishing thing up there as well. Because around this area we also have a sugarcane farm, so this will double as a rocket production facility, which means we're going to be able to use our Elytra, or the several Elytras we have in our collection. Plus, the AFK farming, fish farm would also mean that we can get more mending books, because since I have, I'm spreading out a little bit in terms of content, I'm spending more time, say, working on tutorials or working on the Timecraft server. I will be AFKing this world quite a bit more, so we will be getting lots and lots of drops. Anyways, instead of having me ramble on, I'm just going to get cracking on with this project. So I think I'll come back when I have most of the trapdoors and other blocks in place. Alright, so almost all of the trapdoors are in place. I still need to place them for the top level, the ones that are in the ceiling, but I'll probably do that after I've done everything else. So if we just look over here, we'll just pop on down this ladder, we have it in every single level. Now obviously we still need to go in and put in the water flushing system, along with the the blocks that will stop spiders from spawning. So I think we'll put in the spider spawning restriction block things first, and then we'll do the water system. That's because if I set up the water system first and then test it, this thing will fill up with mobs. So basically we're going to do all this stuff right now, I think. We should have enough blocks. I don't know, well, you know what, I will just choose like smooth stone, just keep it, having a uniform look. Doesn't really matter what block palettes we use, because after we put the roof in this thing, we won't be back down here. So yeah, that's that. Although before we activate the farm, I will probably want to set up the system to get all the drops out of here first, because I don't want that. I don't want the creepers dropping down on my head when I'm trying to set up a system to get the items. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. So what I'll do is I think I will put in those blocks, and then I'll start planning ahead for the the blocks popping out. I will probably just create like a you know, like a tube going up into the sky, and that should, you know, do the job, I think. Yeah. In fact, no, I'll just bring it up to the surface for now, and then we can do all the other stuff. We'll do that last. I just want to see if I can get this farm up and running super quickly. So yeah, let's get to work. Alright guys, so I've been busy at work. In fact, what we've got to do is we're just got to go into spectator mode so that I can show you what I've been doing. So we have all of the blocks in place. We still need to put in the water flushing system, but I've done everything else that we need to in each of these platforms, which is pretty sweet. Initially, placing these panels in here, these blocks in here was hard because the pattern was a wee bit hard to get into, but I got into a rhythm and managed to place it all fairly quickly. I also put in the ejection systems, so the hopper line continues down here, and then there we have it. So it goes into this dropper, which has a simple circuit, so whenever items go in, they get shot out. Now, right below this block of soul sand, there is a block of bedrock. And I wasn't sure if, I'd be able to find a way to spit items out. So, I just placed a block directly in front of the dropper and hope for the best. And the system works. I threw in, from the top up there, 43 blocks. In fact, let's do that actually. Let's do that because I've placed a few things since then. Right, so let's just go here. We'll go into game mode. Survival. And let's drop... Right. Let's drop 45 kelp. No, wait, no. 27 bone meal, because you can't find that in the ocean. So there you go, you can see it falling down. And right there you can see that. So that was 27 bone meal, right? Yeah. And it should start appearing soon. Hopefully. There we go, it's starting to come up. As you can see, it shoots straight up into the sky. But yeah, that proves that this, dropper system works. So we just need to wait a little while. The clock is a little bit slower than what it should be, but I think that's just because of the way these worlds are right now. But okay, right, that's all the things shot out, so let's check. And 27 bone meal. So yeah, that system down there is pretty lossless. So my plan now is I'm going to go in and put the water system in. I'm going to throw on the roof of the farm and I'll set up the redstone clock so that then, the farm will work, hopefully. Hopefully I don't run into any issues. Alright guys, so I've finished, putting all that stuff in. We have the redstone clock up top here. So now in theory, if we flick that switch, lever even, the farm should start, retracting and putting out the water every so often. So in its current state, which is off, the water, as you can hear it, is flowing. So if we just quickly pop on down here, it is flowing on every level, which is what we want. So what we're going to do, we've got to do a little test. And we're going to flick this switch. And as you can see, the water disappears. And after, this makes a full rotation, the water will come back. Which is exactly what I want. Now, what I now need to make sure, or test even, is if any creepers spawn. Now, we haven't lit up any of the caves in this area, which is, a thing. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stand up here for a few moments, and hopefully we get a spawn. And we'll know if we get a spawn because the drops will appear over there. So it's just a waiting game at this point. Now I do think what we'll do next is I'll probably go and light up a few caves and I'll probably set up the AFK spot. Alright, let's see, any drops? No, I've been standing up here for a little bit. Oh, there we go. Just as soon as I go into spectator mode. Sweet. Alright, so we have confirmation that this farm works. Obviously, we will need to, light up caves and things to make it more efficient. It would be super efficient if we, had this set up in a perimeter. But unfortunately we don't, so we need to make do. So yeah, I'm going to get to work lighting up some of these caves. You can see there's quite a few around us. I'll set up the initial AFK platform, and then we'll think about getting the items up there. Alright, so I went and smelted up some glass, which I've still got quite a few of it in my inventory. And I put in this tube, which has water going all the way up to Y110, I believe. I also did the little kelp trick, so that the water bubble column goes all the way up. But unfortunately, we won't be able to do anything else with that today, because I'm completely out of iron. Like, the only iron I have is part of the beacon, and I really don't want to dip into that supply, so we will need to go and do some more mining. However, I do think maybe in the next few episodes we should work towards maybe getting an iron farm up and running. So that means we're going to need to get a villager breeder first, maybe a few villager farms, so like maybe wheat, carrots, potatoes, that sort of thing, and then we can get an iron farm up and running. Because having a massive supply of iron will help with, projects like this. But yeah, I think that'll do us for today. So if you have any questions about this farm design or anything, or any tips or whatever, please let me know. Inform me in the comments, because I do read and comment to as many of them as I can. And thanks for watching. Thank you all for watching the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to be notified of all future videos. On the left at the top, you'll see a video that I think you should watch next, and at the bottom you'll see a video that YouTube wants you to watch. Thanks for watching.